We'll begin. Welcome everybody, and welcome to anybody who joins us on the recording. Today we're going to do the mindfulness of breathing. So as the name suggests, this is a mindfulness meditation. Well, actually they're all mindfulness meditations, but this one is specifically mindfulness. And mindfulness, as I've said before, is so important because we miss out. Well, let's just talk about not being mindful, because that's how we are most of the time, isn't it? Including me, quite a lot of the time. And when we're not mindful, we're caught up in mental anxiety, mental busyness, mental anger, disappointment. We're just on a bit of a whirligig of emotions and whirligig of thoughts. We're looking back at the past, we're looking forward into the future, we're fantasizing, we're dreaming, we're getting carried away with our own opinions and views, we're having arguments in our heads, all those things, masses of stuff. But if we're mindful, if we're really mindful, like the Buddha was, then none of that is going on. We're just here enjoying the moment, enjoying the beauty of being alive, the beauty of everything around us, and everything is happening. And we're got to be happy because there's no thoughts to disturb us, to tell us that it should be different. We're just enjoying life as it is, all the ups, all the downs. We're not getting caught up in wanting it to be in a certain way, not wanting it to be in another way. And that's hard for us. But these kind of meditations, they do help us move towards that. So we can, even after a few weeks, we can begin to get a taste of what it might be like not to be disturbed all the time by our thoughts. And there's a famous quote that I'm going to read from a guy called Dennis Potter. He died, I think it was 1994. And Dennis Potter was a playwright, and he contracted, I think it was cancer. It was terminal illness anyway, and he knew he was going to die. And he knew he was going to die fairly soon. And because he was a writer, he kept on writing. And this is what he wrote. And he wasn't a Buddhist, I don't think. At this season, the blossom is out in full now. And instead of saying, "Oh, that's nice, blossom," last week, looking at it through the window when I'm writing, I see it is the whitest, frothiest, blossomest blossom that there ever could be. And I can see it. The nowness of everything is absolutely wondrous. And if people could see that, well, there's no way of telling you. You have to experience it. But the glory of it, if you like, the comfort of it, the reassurance. Not that I'm interested in reassuring people. Bugger that. The fact is, if you see the present tense, boy, do you see it. And boy, can you celebrate it. It is impossible not to notice that. This week, the blossom is out again. So Dennis Potter knew he was dying, and often, from what I hear, and my own experience of people who have had terminal illness, which isn't very much, does appear to be this value of sudden valuation of life, this sudden valuation of the moment, of each moment. There seems to be a recognition that we need to see what's happening when we're reaching the end of our lives. And that's certainly what Dennis Potter did. And it's a shame to leave it to that, isn't it? It's a shame to wait until we're dying to actually realize how important the present moment is, how important it is to really experience our lives. So I'm going to read it again, and then we'll get on with the meditation. But I think this is a very inspiring quote. It helps me to keep on practicing mindfulness. So this is Dennis Potter. At this season, the blossom is out in full now. And instead of saying, "Oh, that's nice blossom," last week, looking at it through the window when I'm writing, I see it is the whitest, frothiest, blossomiest blossom that there ever could be. And I can see it. The nowness of everything is absolutely wondrous. And if people could see that, there's no way of telling you. You have to experience it. But the glory of it, if you like, the comfort of it, the reassurance. Not that I'm interested in reassuring people, bugger that. The fact is, if you see the present tense, boy, do you see it. And boy, can you celebrate it. It is impossible not to notice that this week the blossom is out. So that's the kind of awareness, mindfulness that we're looking for, that we're practicing for. So we'll just notice how it is for us today, whether we've made progress or not, and whether we think we've made progress or not, and then noticing that that's not important, because that's just another thought. So just settling down, coming into this present moment, this wondrous present moment. Just noticing how you are right now. How are you feeling mentally, emotionally, and physically? And our tendency is to think, well, I don't want to be like this. I'd rather be like this. If we're feeling angry, we have a tendency to either get caught up in the anger or not want to get angry. And instead, we might just see it. We might just see it clearly as an uncomfortable state of being. And just be with it, with kindness, till it passes. Same with disappointment, upset, all the emotions, all the negative emotions. Just seeing them for what they are. And being with them with kindness and care until they pass. Feeling the bodily sensations of any emotion. So, how are you feeling in the body? You might be feeling very positive this morning, I hope so. But however you're feeling, whatever's going on for you, just remembering that this is what's happening right now. And because of that, it's got to be okay. It's the truth. It's the way things are. So we can embrace that, whatever it is, with a sense of kindness. Noticing the weight of the body on the stool, or the chair, or the bed, or the floor, or the cushion, whatever you're sitting on or lying on. And just allowing yourself to be pulled down by gravity, giving up your weight to gravity and just letting go. As much as you can, relaxing the mind, just relaxing the body. Checking your forehead for a frown and just letting it drop out if you're a bit tight around the forehead. And the same with the face, just allowing the face to sag. Nobody's looking, we can just relax completely. Bringing attention to the upper body, particularly the chest area. And if you like, the sides of the torso as well, and the back, your upper back, all the top of the body. And just noticing that as you breathe, this part of your body moves quite a lot. As the lungs fill up, the rib cage is pushed outwards, and the whole of the upper body expands. And then as we breathe out, it all reverses. The constant, beautiful rhythm of life, this breath coming in and leaving the body. And just noticing that. Just relaxing into the motion of the upper body, the sensations of the breath. So this is the mindfulness of breathing, and in the first stage we're going to follow the out breath. We're going to follow the out breath right from the beginning right to the end of each out breath. And the out breath is a relaxing breath, so each time we follow the out breath we can just relax a little bit more. We can let go of our tensed up body, our tensed up mind. We can just let the whole of ourselves soften as we follow each out breath from the beginning to the end, and paying very little attention to the in breath, but just concentrating on the whole of each out breath and relaxing. And at some point you'll get pulled away by some thought train or some dreaming, and that's okay. Just noticing that, and when you notice it, actually just rejoice a little, because when you notice that you've been pulled away, that's a little bit of awakening, a little bit of pure awareness. So just making sure that you're comfortable and moving gently if you need to. And then in the second stage, we're going to start following the in-breath, following it right from the very beginning to the very end. And this time not paying so much attention to the out-breath. So the in-breath is an enlivening breath, filling us with energy and life, lifting us up. So just notice that as we follow the whole of the in-breath, we kind of rise up, or we can kind of rise up mentally and physically and emotionally. So staying relaxed, not trying too hard, just keeping your concentration on the whole of each in-breath from the beginning to the end. In the third stage, we're going to move into the body, into the upper body to begin with, and just noticing the movement of the breath, the filling of the lungs, the expanding of the rib cage, the movement in the chest and back and sides, and the sensations of the breath in the lungs and throat. Just exploring everything you can about the breath in the upper body without thinking about it, just experiencing it right now. If you can, just getting lost, completely absorbed in the sensations of the breath in the upper body. And just, if you wish, seeing if you can notice the movement of the breath in other parts of the body, in the abdomen, in the belly, even in the legs and the arms and the head. Not thinking about it, just experiencing what you can experience. And in the fourth stage, we move up to the area around the nostrils or the upper lip, and just noticing the subtle sensations of the breath brushing across these areas of the body on the way in to the body and the way out. So that's the nostrils and the upper lip, either of those, wherever you're breathing in, just homing in on that, not thinking too much about it, just really noticing the experience. So just letting go of all effort now, and just noticing your experience, the totality of your experience, not doing anything, not trying to do anything, just sitting, noticing what your experience is without thinking about it. So yeah, that's it for this morning. Welcome to Bridget, Neve and Julia joined us later. And Shobit, who I didn't know where Shobit was from, but actually Shobit's joining us from India, which is fantastic, isn't it? Great to have you along quite regularly, Shobit. Very good. I love India. Okay, so I mentioned at the beginning, didn't I, about it's okay to be angry. And I just probably realised that's a fairly controversial statement. It's okay to be angry or upset or disappointed or whatever. And it's all right to have any kind of emotion, negative or positive. And our emotions come from, they're triggered by our past experience, they're triggered by our conditioning. So there's not a lot we can do about that. You know, we're going to get into states of anger and disappointment and upset and resentment and all these judging, all these kind of things. What matters is how we deal with them. So we can allow ourselves to be angry, but what we must try to do, or ought to try to do, I don't like oughts, but it's a good thing if we're angry not to act it out. We can be angry without acting it out. We can be upset and resentful without acting it out. We can just say, I'm feeling really grumpy now. I don't know why, but I'm sorry if I'm being a bit sharp. We can say, I'm sorry, but you know, I'm just really feeling angry. That really made me angry. We can say that, but not act angry. And that makes a massive difference to the way our lives go, the path our lives take. If we're angry, other people become angry back, generally, don't they? Or if, you know, often our emotions, if we express them in a emotional way, they create conditions that are unpleasant. So just by not acting out our negative emotions, we begin to have a much more positive effect on the world, and we get a more positive effect back. So we're happier. Anyway, just wanted to say that. So thank you for joining us. Just a reminder that we're in the museum gardens on Saturday at 11:15, just round by the Abbey ruins. If you can't make it, if you're not in York and you'd like to join us, we'll be going live as well. So you can join us on YouTube or Facebook as well from the museum gardens in York. So do join us if you can. And tomorrow, Jo, my friend Jo, will be having a guest spot here. She'll be doing the Metta Bhavana, the loving kindness meditation. And I'll be back on Saturday at 8 o'clock in the morning. And as I say, then at sometime at 11:15 in the museum gardens, just before 11 for the broadcast. So thank you very much for joining us, and great to see you, and have a really good day. Enjoy the sunny weather in the UK, and see you again very soon, and take care, and lots of love.